What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rome is chilling, and welcome back to the chilling zone. And as you can see, Moose Young, end of story. He ends the Cantu robbery with a spectacular knockout, and we are on to our next opponent. We take a look at a couple of guys. Definitely believe Henrique Cavalcante was an option in a previous fight offer, so we're gonna go ahead and take him on. Got a quick training camp of 3 weeks. Gonna go ahead and get our sparring in, and let's see here. Couldn't really had to speed up the process on a couple of these, so that was kind of unfortunate that we weren't able to see that. But you can go ahead and rewind it if you want to take a look. And got the medium fight height, and let's go ahead to the UFC Minute. But first, as you can see, Moose Young is the UFC's latest crossover sensation, and definitely is exciting thing to see. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the UFC Minute. Here's Megan Olivi.
I'm Megan Olivi, and this is your UFC Minute. As a fighter's wins begin to add up, the pressure to maintain momentum becomes a major factor. Every fighter who competes in the octagon will tell you that he will take a win by any means possible. But as one of the UFC's top strikers, this light heavyweight star is taking the judges out of the equation, as he has used fists and feet to finish each of his opponents during his winning streak by way of spectacular knockout. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
All right, coming up next, it's a UFC light heavyweight division collision.
And here you see Cavalcante versus Young. And man, we are gonna be fighting at Madison Square Garden. As you see, the Brooklyn native, definitely old enough to be a Knicks fan. Little tidbit right there for you guys. Even though the Nets moved to Brooklyn, kind of hard to become a Net fan when you've been a Knicks fan all your life. Like, there's some people that are able to turn that switch on and off in terms of what teams that they root for. But I mean, in all honesty, if you grow up a fan of a certain team, it is very, very hard to just all of a sudden become a fan of another team. Like, I know there are guys that were Michael Jordan fans or whatever, so they were Chicago Bulls fans, and then for whatever reason they became a fan of another team after Jordan left, went back and became a Bulls fan when Jordan came back. Jordan left, came back, was the owner of the Wizards or president of the Wizards or something like that, and then he ends up playing for the Wizards. Not really sure how many Bulls fans that were Jordan fans became Wizards fans, but you get the point. Kobe comes along, all of a sudden they're Laker fans. The Lakers go on their tail end, they still root for Kobe, but LeBron James comes into the league, and then they're Cavs fans. Yeah. Alrighty then. And then, of course, he goes to Miami. They become Miami fans. He goes back to Cleveland. And that was the MLB. I was getting ready to play MLB if you heard that. Came through the controller speaker because I actually didn't have the volume on the television. But you see Cavalcante right there, 15-4, 6'3", 205 pounds, from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Right now he's practicing to be a Rockette. Tell him that's not Madison Square Garden, that's Radio City Music Hall. So we're gonna go ahead and get this first round started. And immediately Moose Young is on the attack. He misses the spinning back. I missed the spinning back fist. Got me a nice leg kick in there. Those definitely do come in handy. And we're just gonna go ahead and drop him real quick with a love tap still on the attack, putting him back down to the ground. Cavalcante doesn't stand a chance. Unless we do something crazy, we're not losing this fight. And we go ahead and celebrate, Moose. You definitely earned that one. You wobbled him. It looked like he pretty much was going down to the ground, and then you just popped him right on the crown of his head, or on the forehead. Like, you hit him somewhere, cause here we go. You hit him like that. Was like, yeah, that was like the top of his head. Like, he was like already going down, it looked like. And then you just, oh man, Moose Young just jarred the guy. He just, ooh, that opened him. That was nasty. Bow down to the master. Show enough. Show enough. Definitely an awesome display. Moose Young has some heavy hands, and he's not just swinging wildly. He is definitely rearing back and getting them shots. Like, when he caught him with that jack, like, he was already wobbly, and he just like pretty much just tipped him over with that shot, like, boop, and he just falls over. Like, go on and celebrate, Moose. You think you got one more fight in you for this video, man? I mean, that was so quick. I mean, I really hope you got one more fight in you for this video. For this, take a look here at the statistics. You can definitely slow things down if need be. We do get a performance of the night. Why wouldn't we? Definitely after that particular performance, I don't see why we wouldn't. Megan O'Leary hits us with a tweet. We just let her know we'll fight anybody. Got some fight options here. Alexei Morozov, Kendrick Hunt, and Eric Jacobson. I'm gonna go ahead and take our shot with Eric Jacobson. There's the sparring information. Had a nice training right there that allowed us to pick up not one, not two, but 3 perks. So that was cool to see that we were able to get that. We got another medium fight hype here. Definitely trying to do what we can to get very high or high fight hype. But as I stated, Moose Young is more of a fighter than a talker. But definitely promoting fights is definitely something that you want to do in this game. It's just you kind of want to come in at the right time. Once you have your fighter ready for the fight, which is why you should never take weeks off. Like, if you got 6 weeks to do a camp, you never want to short yourself and do 5 weeks, or you never want to leave points on the board. Like, the only time you want to leave points is if you overtrain and don't have any of the promotion options that will bring your bring your fitness down. Like, if you don't have, like, if you overtrain and you don't have ice bath, physical therapy, and then I believe there's a third one that will allow for your fitness to come down. So that would be the only time that I would recommend skipping ahead to the next week, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't use all the points, that should bring the fitness down a little bit. But other than that, if you got 6 weeks, if you got an option to do 6 weeks, you use all 6 weeks, because if you can always learn moves, you can always train, spar, as well as promote. So pretty much I try to get all my training in and get my fitness up, and then I try to promote at the tail end heading into the fight, unless there's something mandatory that you have to do. So if there's something mandatory that I have to do outside of, there's the one where one of them I can show you a trick, which I learned my lesson from the first one. But for just for the sake of having fun, or wanting to up the ante as far as the challenge, I think I'll go back and do it how I did it the first time. But there is a certain mandatory thing that comes up usually at some point. As you see there, Jacobson is 10-5, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. Definitely really trying to showboat. Like you saw him come in, he tried to do the don't know if anybody saw Paid in Full, but there's a scene where Cameron, who plays Rico, he does like this, he does the Dougie of sorts in a particular situation. And Jacobson did catch us with a shot there, so you know he's aware of Moose Young's power, so that could be why he didn't go fully on the attack. But definitely Moose Young is probably gonna be one of those guys that'll be revisited at a higher difficulty level. So we'll definitely go ahead and see what we can make happen there. And Jacobson, I really wasn't paying any mind as to his skill set, but I believe they did say something about him being an excellent grappler, because this guy was definitely a pain. Once we both got to the ground, he was a pain to deal with. Like here, I didn't have any stamina, and I kind of was trying to posture up, but I think it just boiled down to not having enough stamina. And yeah, you see, we're trying to posture up, but he's doing a lot. Like he's grabbing me, blocking me. I do get some shots in right there. There he is. He grabs me again. I'm trying to get my stamina back up so I can do some things. He's gonna go ahead and get backside mount. He gets some shots in. I have to rethink my plan, and I'm like, nope, we're bringing this fight back up to the feet. Gonna go ahead and get the break, get my stamina, and yeah, there we go. We're gonna put him down to the ground. Come on, get back up. And yeah, can't let him get us back down to the ground, but he does get us with that uppercut right there, so we're gonna go ahead and retreat a little bit. Gonna advance on him. We missed that third shot right there. He gets the kick. We're trying to get our stamina back this whole time. He's gonna go ahead and get another takedown. We got less than a minute to go in the first round. We're gonna go ahead and get the backside mount, get a couple of shots in there. He's gonna roll over into side control. We're gonna go ahead and take top mount. Let's go ahead. Looks like we're gonna try to posture up once we get our, and now he has us, we're in half mount, I believe, and we're just gonna let it rain down these elbows, try to beat the clock. And there we go. We had to get Jacobson out of there. It was one of those things that as soon as we got in a couple of shots and he wasn't able to block them, we kind of knew that we finally got him, because he was definitely he was definitely tougher in the early goings on the ground. So he was blocking our moves. Like even there, he got us into half mount when we had top mount, had our leg trapped, and then we were able to go ahead and like that, more so him hitting the canvas, the back of his head was hitting the actual canvas when we hit him with those elbows. I think that may have did it more so than the actual elbows. But we're gonna go ahead and pick up this knockout victory. This is Rome's Chillin'. I'd like to thank you guys for chilling with me here today in the Chillin' Zone. Like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to comment down below. And as always, chill to the next episode. Chillin' out. Moose.
Certainly kept the judges out of it here tonight. Perhaps some bonus money is coming his way, but there will be no wiping the smile off of his face tonight. He will party deep into the night with his friends, his family. A huge knockout turn.